Manchester United progressed to the FA Cup fifth round after a 2-1 comeback win over Leicester City on Friday night. The Red Devils returned to winning ways against the Foxes at Old Trafford, but they were made to work hard for the victory. United were non-existent as an attacking force in the opening half and conceded in the 42nd minute. Ruben Amorim'S side improved their performance after the break. Joshua Zirkzee equalized in the 68th minute after coming off the bench to replace Kobbie Mainoo. United eventually grabbed the winner in stoppage time. Harry Maguire scored from a brilliant Bruno Fernandes free kick, but he was apparently in an offside position. With no VAR present, the Red Devils progressed to the fifth round of the competition. There were several disappointing performances yesterday. We were particularly unimpressed with Rasmus Holjund, who received a 3 out of 10 rating from Manchester Evening News. The Dane got the nod over Zirkzee to lead the attack. He had a tough outing with 23 touches and just 8 passes. He won only 2 out of 8 ground and aerial duels. The 22-year-old also lost possession on 9 occasions. It was a surprise that he played through 90 minutes. In our view, Amorim must drop him to the bench for next weekend's trip to Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League. Ruben Amorim explains bizarre Patrick Dorgu decision after hauling off new signing. Ruben Amorim has defended his decision to play new Manchester United, signing Patrick Dorgu on the right on his debut against Leicester City. Amorim was eager to bring in a natural wingback during the January transfer window to provide some natural balance to his preferred 3-4-3 formation, with Dorgu brought in from Italian side Lecce in a deal worth an initial £25 million. He was named in the starting 11 on Friday night as United booked their place in the FA Cup fifth round with a nervy win over the Foxes, sealed by Harry Maguire's injury time header. The Denmark international was widely expected to slot into that left wing-back role, enabling Amorim to shift Diogo Dalot back over to his more natural role on the right. Dalot continued on the left on Friday night, however, with Dorgu occupying the opposite flank. The new arrival showed some bright moments in the first half but was replaced at halftime, with Amorim later suggesting his lack of training with his new teammates this week led to that decision. Pushed on why Dorgu played on the right, Amorim defiantly insisted the 20-year-old is perfectly capable of playing on both flanks. He played a lot of times for Lecce on the right and the left, Amorim told a press conference. That's one of the characterizes we pay a lot of attention to. He was a little bit anxious with the first touch of the ball. This is a different league for him, different speed of the game, but he did well. He has pace, he has strength, and he is going to improve a lot. We as a team need to play better to help new guy perform at the right level. Asked if United fans can expect to see more of Dorgu on the right, Amorim continued. If you have seen the history of Dorgu for his last team, he played a lot of games on the right, and we have to have wingers who can play both sides like Dalot. So I think it is really important thing, because sometimes you need a left foot on the right side to come in and connect in a different way, and sometimes you need a right foot to connect and cross more balls. Zirkzee was vastly better in his cameo. He scored a goal and also won 7 out of 10 duels contested. The Dutchman has shown improvement in recent weeks compared to Holjund and should get the nod to start at Spurs. United have lacked consistency in the final third and must produce a better display to beat Ange Postecoglou's side. Manchester United fought back from a goal down to beat Leicester City at Old Trafford and advanced to the fifth round of the FA Cup. Joshua Zirkzee brought United level in the 68th minute. Harry Maguire turned out to be United's savior with an injury time winner. Many eyes were on Patrick Dorgu, who made his full debut for the club after joining from Lecce last month. Manager Ruben Amorim surprised everyone by starting Dorgu in the right wing-back spot. Amorim said, via Beanie Man Sports, he played a lot of times there and on the left. That's one of the characteristics we paid attention to have a player like him. He was anxious with his first touch. He's adjusting to a new league, but he did well. He has pace. He has strength. He will improve a lot. We as a team need to play better to help these new guys. His position, you can see on Y-Scout that he can play both sides. I don't care. Amorim doesn't want to follow Ten Hag's plan, even if it costs him his job. Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim insists he's seeking permanent solutions rather than instant silverware that won't necessarily help the team's cause. Last season, Erik Ten Hag was widely expected to be shown the door by Ineos at the end of a disappointing campaign. However, an FA Cup triumph over crosstown rivals Manchester City changed the script. Amorim hasn't been faring any better in the Premier League, with the club residing in a miserable 13th place, prompting the Portuguese to admit that his job is on the line. Nevertheless, the Red Devils are at least progressing in the FA Cup. After eliminating Arsenal in their first appearance in the tournament, they have now pulled off a come-from-behind victory to beat Leicester City in the fourth round. However, Amorim insists he's not thinking about winning the glamorous competition just yet, as he surely doesn't want to follow in his predecessor's footsteps by saving the campaign with a cup. I cannot focus just on saving the season or the momentum with a cup. It's not the way I see football. It's not the way I see Manchester United, said the 39-year-old in his post-match interview with ITV via Sky Sports. I'm not thinking about the end of the season because the final is at the end of the season. I don't care about that. I care about the moment, and the moment is not good enough. A good result. We move forward to the next stage. We have a week to prepare, but today was not a good day. Patrick Dorgu is a promising talent. The £29.4 million winter signing has showcased his versatility, playing in several positions during his brief but promising career. He made his presence felt with 47 touches and an impressive 82% pass completion rate. He won both of his aerial duels and also made 2 tackles and 2 interceptions. He displayed his pace while keeping the ball in play. A couple of sharp exchanges with Amad Diallo highlighted his ability to link up play effectively. Although he started on the right flank, it would be exciting to see him on the opposite side, allowing Diogo Dalot to return to his more natural role. With a few more training sessions under his belt, he could quickly prove to be an astute signing for the club. Manchester United sealed a dramatic comeback victory over Leicester City at Old Trafford in the FA Cup. Goals from Joshua Zirkzee and Harry Maguire sent United through to the 5th round of the competition. While the duo played pivotal roles in the win, the result wouldn't have been possible without a standout performance from Alejandro Garnacho. Maguire was quick to heap praise on Garnacho following the match. He said to ITV, BBC Sport, "I think Alejandro Garnacho made a big impact. He always does that when he comes off the bench, so credit to him, he's ready, he's focused. We knew at halftime he'd bring a little more direct and pace into the team." Garnacho earned a 7 out of 10 rating in our post-match analysis after coming on at halftime for debutant Patrick Dorgu. The 20-year-old fired 4 shots and had 8 touches in Leicester's box. He also made 2 successful tackles. The Red Devils were abysmal in the final third in the first half. Kobbie Mainoo barely made a pass, while Rasmus Holjund was once again anonymous. Amad Diallo also failed to make any significant contribution in the right number 10 role. Manager Ruben Amorim saw that his team needed another attacking outlet and unleashed Garnacho at the break. The Argentine injected much-needed intensity and directness into United's otherwise lackluster attack. He stretched Leicester's defense, which had hardly been tested in the opening 45 minutes. Garnacho set up the equalizer by threading in a low cross into the 6-yard box. He came close to finding the equalizer, but his deflected shot was scooped off the line by the defender. He is United's best attacker and must be part of the next starting 18s. Manchester United won 2-1 against Leicester City in the FA Cup fourth round at Old Trafford on Friday evening. United head coach Ruben Amorim handed Patrick Dorgu his full debut, but unexpectedly placed him at right wing-back. Noussair Mazraoui filled in for Lisandro Martinez at left center-back. United played a dull first half, leaving the home crowd vocal in their disappointment with a chorus of boos. The Foxes took the lead before the break via Bobby De Cordova ride. Joshua Zirkzee brought United level in the 68th minute with a simple tap-in finish into the empty net. Harry Maguire secured United's progression to the next round with a last-minute winner. Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim has named his starting lineup for tonight's FA Cup fourth-round tie against Leicester City at Old Trafford. The Red Devils suffered a disappointing 2-0 Premier League loss to Crystal Palace last weekend. Amorim will expect a much better showing against the Foxes. The Portuguese tactician has made 2 changes from the defeat to the Eagles. Andre Onana continues in goal. Altay Bayindir was poised to start, but he unfortunately picked up a knock in training in the lead-up to the tie. There is an enforced change in the back three, with Lisandro Martinez out with a serious knee injury. Noussair Mazraoui has dropped into central defense alongside Harry Maguire and Lenny Yoro. Diogo Dalot has moved to the right wing-back position tonight. Winter signing Patrick Dorgu makes his United debut at left wing-back. Manuel Ugarte and Bruno Fernandes have impressed as the central midfield pairing in recent games, and Amorim has again opted for the same combination. Kobbie Mainoo will partner Amad Diallo in attacking midfield. Alejandro Garnacho has been dropped to the bench. Rasmus Holjund has been picked to lead the attack against the Foxes ahead of Joshua Zirkzee. United started the game as favorites, with the Foxes languishing in the drop zone in the Premier League. They need a quick start with a goal to dominate proceedings and secure a routine victory. Manchester United goalkeeper Altay Bayindir has a knock. Not available to face Leicester City today, Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim has confirmed that Turkish goalkeeper Altay Bayindir will not be available to face Leicester City in the FA Cup fourth round tonight, following a knock. The 26-year-old was expected to be in goal against the Foxes following an impressive performance last time out in the FA Cup against Arsenal. However, the Man United second choice will not be involved today due to a knock, with Cameroon international Andre Onana set to be involved in action as Tom Heaton is also out injured. Amorim will hope both Bayindir and Heaton can return to action sooner rather than later, as having only Onana fit in the department is not encouraging. Manchester United player ratings versus Leicester. Garnacho saves blushes of 3/10 duo in FA Cup win. Amorim will face further questions for some eyebrow-raising selection decisions, but the halftime introduction of Alejandro Garnacho changed the game. The Argentina winger assisted Joshua Zirkzee's equalizer with a driving run and cross. It was a damning indictment of United's situation that the player introduced to save the day was the same one being touted around Europe in the hope his sale would raise funds for a late January spree. Garnacho took the game to Leicester, forcing an outstanding goal line block before setting up Zirkzee's equalizer. Not important. Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim responds to Alejandro Garnacho transfer links. Alejandro Garnacho could have left Manchester United in the winter transfer window, but he stayed put and is now one of the brightest attackers in the squad. Ruben Amorim is ready to put discussions around Alejandro Garnacho's future behind him after refusing to get into how close the 20-year-old came to leaving the club in the January transfer window. Napoli had a bid rejected for the attacker last month, and Chelsea showed interest in him as well, with Manchester United reluctantly listening to offers as they seek to raise funds and improve their position with the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. In the end, the Argentine stayed put, and he has started to play his best football under Amorim in recent weeks. He has come off the bench at halftime against FCSB and Leicester City to change the game in recent weeks. And United's head coach hailed his influence in turning Friday's FA Cup fourth-round tie around. United trailed at the break to Bobby de Cordova-Reid's header, but Garnacho helped create Joshua Zirkzee's equalizer and won the free kick from which Harry Maguire scored an injury-time winner. "That is not important," Amoim'S said when asked how close Garnacho had been to leaving. "We want players like Garnacho. He is really important. He changed the game with the runs behind. You can feel the opponent is getting tired, adjusting with a lot of difficulties, not in the first half, but in the second half to stop Garnacho in 1-against-1. We're very happy with him, and I think he helped a lot to change the game today." Garnacho was banished from the squad alongside Marcus Rashford for the Manchester derby in mid-December, but he has responded in the right way and is now firmly back in the good books. Amoim'S explained his turnaround was relatively simple and said his improvement was now being seen on the pitch. "He doesn't need a big change," he said. "We are talking about the standards. Just to train well, receive the information, understand, we want to help him, we want to play in a different system, but it's not complicated. He changed everything. He trains really well. He stayed in the bench 5 games in a row, and every time he came on the pitch, he was a different guy receiving the information and playing. So it's simple things. It's not a big thing. You can see it. I think he's improving." Harry Maguire praised the impact of Alejandro Garnacho and Joshua Zirkzee in Manchester United's win over Leicester City, claiming the players knew Garnacho would bring them the spark they needed ahead of his halftime introduction. United progressed to the 5th round of the competition with a dramatic 2-1 win at Old Trafford, sealed via a 93rd-minute winner from Maguire. Asked if he agreed that Garnacho changed the game, Maguire told ITV, "Yes, of course. I think he made a big impact. He always does that when he comes off the bench. So, credit to him. He is ready, he is focused, and we knew at halftime that he would probably add a little bit more directness and pace into the team. Josh also came on, and I thought he had a big impact on the game.